Welcome back to Hurley's Hobbies. Well, I worked a little bit on the GeeBee. I've been wearing my mask because I'm feeling better. And I'll get that to in a minute. We're going to continue on with that. But I still haven't heard nothing from the winner. And I let him know that I am going to pick somewhere else on the comment thing. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to pick someone else. We got all the names still in the bowl. I still got the bowl. My wife probably would like it back in the kitchen. So I'm going to pick the name of all the people who commented. At Fryer Flies 5, you're the new winner. I'll let you know. I'll comment on it and let you know. So you are the new winner. And I am going to set that over here. And I just want to show you that I did have other names on here, not just one. So I'm not going to go through all the names because I probably won't be able to pronounce them. So, but they're all there. So you are the new winner. I will let you know, and hopefully you get back with me so I get this plane shipped out, and let's get it building. All right, let's get on with this. I do have my respirator on, so hopefully you can hear me. So I want to cut this off. I put a little filler piece in the middle there. And I already cut this piece. Looks like that. It's going to go and fit in here. I had already checked it and made sure it fit. So going to go in there like that. I already put some Windex on it. So hopefully it'll flex good. Yeah, I'll put a little bit more on it. All right. Wouldn't be right if I didn't stick it to my fingers. I'll finish that sanding that later. All right, I got some more work done on the GeeBee. I got the whole both sides of the tail covered so far. I'm not going to go any farther, so I got to put balsa on here, back here, and I'm not going to go any farther on that until I get the rudder built. And I also have to put a piece up on top of here. But I've been working on the canopy. I got the structure all built. I did build it on the plane. I was going to build it on, I looked at the plans, laid the plans out, and it did not fit the plans. The measurements from the firewall to here did not fit the plans anymore, because if you remember, I made this firewall thicker. So it changed the dimensions of it. I could have shortened it. I think it was an 1/8 or a 1/4 inch shorter. I think it was an 1/8 inch, but I just decided to build it on here, and I'm glad I did. I put a piece of 1/2 inch by 1/4 here, and then I put another piece of 1/4 by 1/4 out here. Now on the plans, they had a 1/4 by 1/4 right here along this that would run here, and then they had you stick in 2 pieces, 1/32 plywood, real thin plywood. They had the 2 layers. One layer would stick to the plane, and one layer would stick to this, and they had you stack them and put along here to come out to get your outside edge, and I didn't like that. So I put a 1/2 by 1/4 and then another 1/4 by 1/4 on here, and I'm going to take it off and I'm going to sand it to round it. I got to sand all this. This is a 1/4 by 1/4. They did have this little 3/8, 1/8 inch wide, 3/8 tall, and if you look at the plans, it shows it going all the way down. The problem is they don't have you cut out your ribs for that to go through. Only one that was cut out was the first one. And then all the rest of these, FA1 was cut out. All the rest of these were not cut out. So I just put 1/4 by 1/4 in here because I wanted it a little bit stronger. It's not that much more wear weight. Just so you know, it was supposed to have this 1/8 by 3/8 in there. And only the 1/8 by 3/8 is here. These two and these two. And the rest is all 1/4 by 1/4. I can pull this off here actually. I had this in there to put my blocking in, but I can actually take this off of here now. I put a 1/16 shim back here between the canopy because I didn't want it tight and I wanted to be able to move it out. It is still pretty tight. I have to drill or sand out these front dowels a little bit. Let me get it out of here and I'll be right back. All right, I got it off of there. You see it's pretty big, but I wanted to show you what I did. They had like 1/4 by 1/4 in the front up here as dowels, and I didn't have any, and so I decided just to go with 1/2 inch. I think I had 3/8, but I just went 1/2 inch dowels. I drilled these out. I took the piece from here that normally would be in here, and I cut it so it would fit in there. They only had the dowels just in the front. I wanted them back farther, so they had something to hit against. So I put a little piece back in there, and then doweled it and made a piece. This actually goes around it. And then up in the front, I took the other part of this piece and I put it up here and had put a hole in it and put it through. So it's braced there, it's braced here and back here, and it's all glued in. So that's what I did. Here's that 1/8 by 3/8, and then these ones are just buttoned to the ribs. Let me flip it over, and they show a corner block here, here, and then they show some back here, but they didn't show any in the middle. Well, I put them in the middle. I wanted more I put them in the middle. These are the brackets made. You're supposed to drill out and put a magnet in there. They have magnets for you're supposed to put here, 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 and I think that's it. But I'm not going to use magnets. I'm going to actually use a bolt that goes through it. I have little tabs that stick down and blind nut it in and actually screw it to hold it on there. The back cross bracing, this is on the plans for this, but I put one across this way because this was still pretty flimsy. You could actually bow it in, now you can't. So I put them across that way too. It's just balsa, so it's not adding a whole tons of weight. But it fits really nice on the plane now. And so now I could take all the saran wrap off. I'll probably have to put another piece on when I go to sheet it because I'm going to sheet it on the plane. But I need to sand all of this so that it'll be rounded. I need to sand this top and just go through and sand the complete thing so then I can start my sheeting. So that's what I'm going to do next, is get through off camera and get that all sanded. But it's coming along. I did decide to leave these open. I might put some scallops in here, and I probably won't back there. So just like I did down here, I'm probably going to put them in here. So that's how far we got. I want to give you a little better view of that. And you can see the piece I put back in. And also the piece on this side. I just used some of the cutout pieces that came out of the ribs. And I just used those for it. I just laser cut holes in them on my laser. And then the blocking. And they did not have this continuing down to here, this quarter by quarter. That wasn't even on the plans. They just want you to put the 3/32 balsa on here to hold this. And once you get the canopy glued on, it'll stiffen it up. But I wanted a little bit more strength right here. So I added the quarter by quarter. And then this top quarter by quarter was actually cut in to the ribs. So that was actually supposed to be planned, the quarter by quarter on the top. But these, you can see, I just butted them and cut them in between. All right, I got half of the canopy covered. And I'll do the other half. If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and share. We'll see you on the next one. Keep building. I'm unstoppable. I'm a pusher with no break.